then, Maras, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride. Right then, welcome to episode 39 of TED Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast. Proper class and that, you know what I mean. I'm in the shed. We're in the shed, me and Mala, the secret hospital we've got here. How you doing, Mala? Anyway, you look a bit washed out, mate.
Yeah, well, I've had a busy week, mind. Do you know, here though, like, here matters, I know everybody's stuck indoors and that, and everybody's pig sick, but right, think about me, right? I've been stuck indoors for years with this tag. Do you know what I mean? I was ahead of the game here.
Yeah, you're right though. You've probably got the Teesside record for wearing a tag, haven't you? Like, they just won't, either they can't get it off you or they won't take it off you.
Yeah, they said to us, Mella, like, you're having that for the foreseeable because I keep on jumping over the fence and that and running around. And they're like, hey, you're an idiot, stay indoors, man. And I says, hey, I'm a woodsman, you know what I mean? Like, I like to roam about, but I'm going to do it, matters and people, it's a podcast land. Like, I am staying indoors because we all should and that. So I'm going to step indoors from now on. That's why I'm not going to work ever again.
Is that what you're going to tell the job centre? Yeah.
I tell you, it'll be on the application forever. This, like, apparently we're going to get letters and that. I don't know if they know I'm living in the shed, but like when I get that letter, that's me forever. I'm going to be like, well, the big lad said, Lewis Capaldi says I can stop indoors, man.
Well, it's almost like diplomatic immunity, isn't it? You've got there, which is good. I've noticed you've started to look a bit like some of the characters out of the film The Revenant since you've been living in the shed as well. With you, you've grown like one massive long hair on your tash, and you've got a ponytail made out of what appears to be clothes pegs. It's very nice.
That's like I've run out of scrunchies. Your lass has got them all, so I've like just meted this at the back, man. It looks class.
She loves a scrunchie, Julie. Yeah, she loves a scrunchie. Yeah, she used to be known as Big Bobbler because she always had a bobbling when she was younger.
But I mean, there's a lot of changes going on. You know what I mean? Like Julie was proper like hungry. She come and battered on the shed earlier. I don't know where you were. And she was like, get yourself down to the Asda's and pick this stuff up. But I'm telling you now, I'm never going again. You know what happened last time, Ted, don't you?
Well, apart from me getting accused of panic pinching, it's fucking madness in there.
It's worse.
What happened to you?
Well, like on Wednesday, I went down the Asda's, as you know, like, and I was getting myself there, and they've put this like one-way system. It's like IKEA, man. Anyway, I was lost for days in there. I kept on walking past the booze aisle, and I was like, and I had to go around again. Oh, it was awful, man.
I wondered where you were. I wonder where you were.
Shelves and that on the night just to like keep. It's quite good.
Yeah.
I've been there, I think.
I mean, it's good that you're doing your bit as well for the community, isn't it, as well in these hard times?
Yeah, like, it's class. I'm wearing these big gardening gloves as well I found in the shed. So, like, I'm proper protected, mate.
They're oven mitts, mate. They're not gardening gloves.
I thought they were.
Have you not noticed that they join together in the middle? Like, what do you think? How are you gonna reach for separate weeds?
Yeah, there's no problem reaching for weed in Thornaby, let me tell you.
I've noticed, like, the fucking drug dealers aren't sticking to social distancing and other. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know about any of them prats, man. I just keep myself to myself in my shed, you know what I mean? As long as I've got some 50 bob and as long as I've got some unbelief, I'm all right, mate.
Yeah, well, I've put that little, when I bought that sort of barrel from the club, I've got a barrel of 50 bob there, but unfortunately it just comes through an hose pipe, so I don't have proper taps, you know what I mean? So, which is good.
I tell you now, Ro, right, the people of Thornaby are proper being class with social distancing. Like, I think all over Teesside, everybody's been staying well away from me. Like, no one said a word to us in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I noticed as well that the local flasher, Porno Pete, he's now taking a little bit more respect with his distancing when he's flashing to people in the park now as well, which is good. Normally he gets right up and slaps you in the face with his chevy. So
yeah. Now what he's doing now, like he's leaving binoculars on benches, and he says, "Please pick up," because he caught me with it. And I pick it up and he goes, well, and he's about 200 metres away doing a big, like, way.
Yeah, windmilling. He's windmilling his cock around, isn't he?
Yeah. Sanitizer by the binoculars also, fair play to the lads.
Oh, good lad, Porno Pete. He gets a bit of bad press, doesn't he? Bit of bad press.
We're all pulling together. I think that's what he was doing in the park as well.
yeah, he will be. He's a mucky twat, he really is.
Oh, well, he did used to have pants, But you remember back in the old days, like in the park where they had that massive slide that was about 25 foot tall?
Yeah.
And he ripped his pants on the top and he went down bollock naked and he loved it. So that was him from that day.
You always landed in a little puddle at the bottom as well in that, so it probably felt really nice on his nuts, that as well, a little splash on your nuts as you went down.
I used to piss in that puddle. Just come down, get in there, have a bit of rain. It was class.
We used to do that, didn't we? We used to always make like a piss puddle at the bottom of the slides, and then, like we'd wipe poo on the swings, and then... One time you had a wank on a seesaw. It was a strange time. Our late 20s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, do you know what I mean? We were only bairns, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. NASA here from NASA's Spice Station. That's right, I've got some cracking price lockdown deals for your lockdown days. Check it out. Here we go, bro. Hand sanitizer, £40. That's right, keep your hands clean, bro. Charmin toilet rolls, £60. Keep your bum clean. You know how it goes, bro. Cocoa Pops, £10 a pack. Yeah, not better than starting the day with a bit of Cocoa Pops, is it, bro? Mellow Birds Coffee, £8 a pot. Yeah, just like me and all the birds, mellow. That's right, you can get all this down at NASA's Spice Station, but you need to check out my COVID-19 survival pack. This is where you get 2 lots of hand sanitizer, 2 packs of bog roll, 2 packs of Cocoa Pops, 1 pack of Mellow Birds, 1 pack of Thai food tea bags, 2 times 2 litres of Tab Clear Pop, a box of Mr. Freeze Ice Pops, 60 Berkeley Menthos, a packet of Shockwaves gel, a multi-pack of Cheetos, flaming hot flavour, bro. And that's all for £150, man. Yeah. And I'll even throw in a free copy of Razzle or Take a Break. You get me? Well, I think NASA's definitely put his prices up a bit there, like. Hey, did you see my videos I did this week?
Oh yeah, did I?
I've got two beauty videos out that came out this week. I'll tell you about the first one, right? I was reading a news article about some scruffy bastards went into a pub in Gisborne and stole 22 toilet rolls like that, right? And I thought, well, what the fucking hell is this made? Like the front page of the Gazette or whatever it was. And then I looked at the owner of the restaurant. Oh, what a lovely piece of flan she is, mate. Honestly. So
let me tell you now, right? We did not nick 22. I mean, they did not nick 22 toilet rolls.
No, right. I'll be going back in when it's open, mate. I'll be using them toilet rolls in the toilet right there and then. I'm telling you, bloody hell, mate. You should see it. I had a look at it on Instagram, right? And she's just put loads of videos of herself shaking a booty with a mate and stuff like that, right? It's proper class. Check her out, listeners. She's called Jermaine Love, right, on Instagram. And she messaged me Paige saying how much she liked the video and that. And then since then, we've just been swapping nudes. nudes. So it's quite nice.
I tell you, right, to shut the nudes, right, if you're going to be swapping anything, start knocking out Mala's cards. Do you know what I mean? They've been going massive, man, my shinies and everything.
Oh, your stickers. I thought you were on about your greetings cards, what you tried before, but that would have been wrong, didn't it? Yeah.
No one wants to be like open up with just a piece of paper that says fuck off on it. I've learned
No, certainly not funerals. Bloody hell.
No one has a sense of humour anymore, do they?
No. Yeah, well, my second video I did was I just did a fitness video, you know, like that Joe Wicks who used to be on EastEnders who went fucking mental. He's been doing one on YouTube and he's been getting about 4 million views. So I thought I'd do one, and I've got about 300 views on there, which isn't bad. But it's proper sexual, you know, like I'm doing a load of my special techniques like the super fast scuttle and the flange tickle and stuff like that.
Giving that away to the public. That's not for the public.
No, just giving up the loose basics, you know what I mean? It takes years to acquire the skills what we've got, Mala, around how to deal with a competent flange. So, but anyway, look, lasses have been sending me like pictures of them working out and stuff like that, and one lass just posted a pair of knickers through the letterbox. No,
yeah, really.
Yeah, I can't get him back off Branko though. Honestly,
what did he have in his mouth earlier?
Yeah, he just shoved them all in his mouth, you know, like a big hamster. He's got a big pair of knickers shoved in his cheeks, but he's only got 3 teeth, the poor lad. So I'm a bit worried his 3 teeth will fall out.
Well, it depends where they've been around what flange, because they might be falling out. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. I didn't get a chance to have a good sniff of him myself. So, but he's not like every time I go near him, he just goes. She's sleeping with him and everything.
That's what you do. You get a pair. You're just like, get off.
You know, if I'd have got hold of them before him, I'd have been doing the same thing. I'd be like, get off. I'd have had him in my top pocket, you know, like a gentleman's handkerchief.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, right, I took some inspiration off your class video. Like, I've been trying to do some myself, but they haven't gone down well. Like, I've had no views on out. Been proper shit, but like hopefully I'm going to like link them here on the podcast and people will understand. Right?
Tell us about them. Tell us about them.
Right, well, you know me, I couldn't have organised a fart after having dinner at Manjaro's, but like today, like I sorted one out. So I went in the back garden, like, and I thought, what am I good at? Right, and I'm good at poaching, so I've got poaching with Mala. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, aye, man. And usually, like, I'd be like telling you out the neck a rabbit and that, but like you can't leave the ginnel. So what we basically have been chasing this hedgehog around. I've nearly got him as well. If you haven't, have a look at that.
Oh, look at you've got 3 magpies hanging on my washing line. Are they dead then?
Well, the natural causes, I think, because I found them. But I'm going to win. You know what I mean? Poaching with Mala. That's going to be the next thing. Because like everyone's sorted everything else up, so I'm thinking what else to do.
I do like this. I think this has got good potential. You know what I mean? Because everyone likes that sort of what's he called, Panda Grills or whatever he's called. Yeah, everyone likes him, don't they? So maybe like we could have, because you're looking a bit like Tom Hardy in The Revenant now. I reckon we could get you like we'll start off with you in the bush like that, right? And then you'll come out like like a badger.
Yeah. I'm not allowed in the bushes. Cleveland Constabulary have said, Mala, you're not allowed in any more bushes, remember? You're allowed
in my bushes, though, in the back garden, because they're my bushes.
So. Any bush you've been in, lad.
But listen, we'll start off like that. Imagine like and you'll come out like that, right, sniffing the air like a badger, like that, right, and then you just down a pint of your own piss, right, because that's what he does, this Panda Grills. Yeah.
Yeah, he must be from Billog, man. What are you talking about?
I think he is, I think he is, yeah.
Why didn't he just get some of the 50 bob out the shed?
It tastes a bit like piss, doesn't it? Yeah. At the minute. I've not got the filtration system correct on it, so they're just coming through a pair of Julie's tights and through the hose pipe. So
is that what it tasted of?
Yeah, I know. It's like one of them guest IPAs, I think. It's got a.
It was like, Splash in Stockton? It was like when you get a big mouthful of water out the kids' pool.
Well, have you been going in there drinking again?
No, it was like, you know what I mean?
Just sat on the side with your feet in the water and a big pint glass, just swilling it up. And
I can't swim, man. I was getting into to have a look at the flange underwater. I'd put like some like little goggles on and I'd dip me in. They were me welding goggles again, like so. Like I kept on drowning. They kept on pulling us out because it didn't me yet.
That's why you can't swim, Mala. You've only ever tried to swim with your welding mask on, you dickhead.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, me rigger boots as well. You know what I mean? I don't go nowhere without me rigger boots. I'm telling you now.
You're fucking deep sea diver.
Yeah, well, deep sea muff diver. That's what I mean.
You need sometimes you need that rope connection when you going Julie, just in case you need rescuing.
Is that why there's three blokes there at all times as well?
Yeah, I've got three blokes outside the window, and sometimes I've just got to pull the wire 3 times for them to lift me out.
Like I tell you what though, I've been thinking like, where there's money to be made. You know, Mala thinks like as a proper man, and I'm thinking like, there's no gambling anymore. Are you having this, Ted? Right? FaceTime pigeon toss.
FaceTime pigeon toss. Live Facebook live pigeon toss.
Well, so you all play against your own walls. Right? We're going to start at 50p's, and that'll be class.
I like this. I like this.
Yeah, right, here's another one for you. Right? You know UFC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm having wild beast fights. Like basically, I found this spider and he looks proper hard. Like, and there's this like cockroach or something running around. I'm going to capture him and put him in a tin. We're going to record him and see who wins, man.
Hello, this is good. This is like it's almost like the start of Rambo 3, where he's fighting in the Alps, and then I don't know what I'm on about.
Is that puppy?
Yeah, in the Alps. Yeah, no, that's good. That like you can get just loads of because you do when you're poaching, you can also do your wild beast fights whilst in the garden. Because I get some massive snails. There was a slug the other day, and it just looked like a big massive poo.
I think that was one of Genghis's though. Like I know you picked this up right and put it in here and said look after the slug, but honestly I think that's one of Genghis's curlers.
He's not black.
Yeah, I know. He drinks Guinness, man. He's a proper lad.
Ah, right, yeah, that explains it then. Yeah, he is cacking all over me. Cacking all over my garden, isn't he? The little fucking bog rat.
Yeah, man. He's a Guinness drinker. He loves it. The things I'm trying to like institute. Because everybody's bored nowadays, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to think, well, Mala's been indoors for years now, so I'm just going to help out. Yeah, right, I've this as well. Right, Ted, right, I don't know what happened, right, but I went on your telly when you were inside Scotland Big Julie the other day. By the way, it was horrible, that sound. I don't know what was happening. But I turned your telly on, right, and there's this thing called Netflix, mate. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, it's my telly, I watch it all the time.
Right, I'm telling you now, right, listen to me, podcasters, people of Teesside. We are proud. Mala's only gone and done you a solid here. Are you ready? Can I have some sort of intro music, Ted?
Right, okay, I'll put something shifty on there. Right, there we go, over to you.
Here we are. I've got a top tip for you today. It's going to be the top 3 things that Mala's going to tell you to watch on Netflix. In at number 1, right? This is going to be like a bit of a weird one. You've probably never heard of it before, right? But basically, it's about these lads and lasses, like, and they live in New York, right? And like they're always drinking coffee and that, and like the birds are mint, and like the blokes are like quite handsome and that. It's pretty much like us, Ted, but like instead of drinking coffee, we drink 50 bob, and our birds don't look like that. But you know what I mean? And it has a class theme tune. It's like proper mint, man. It's called Friends. If you've never seen it before, there's like 10 series. Honestly,
Mala. What? This has been out for years. Everybody knows about Friends.
What you're on about, man? I've just seen it for the first time. It was mint. It was like class.
Did the one who plays Rachel have a nipplets out in it?
Yeah, hi man, I've had 10 wanks in the first 2 episodes, so Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm telling you now, that's Mala's number one pick. Right, in at number two, right, this is a story that I've found, right? Listen, it's a bit far-fetched, you'll have to go with it, but I think they nicked it from the Pat school back in the day. Right, there's this teacher, and he needs a bit of money, and he only starts knocking out loads of beak, doesn't he? It's class. He's running around in his underpants. He's like loads of drug dealers and that, but it's set in America. It's mint. It's called Breaking Brad.
Breaking Brad?
Yeah, I think it's called Brad. I mean, I've been watching it with the sound down, to be honest, but I think it's called Breaking Brad. Brad, yeah.
It reminds me more of the Dean or the Basildon School in Thornaby than the Pats. I just wanted to point that out there.
It's properly lifted off Teesside. That everyone knows the science teachers in Teesside have been knocking all sorts out.
They are the nucleus of the drug community. They are creating and providing for everybody in Teesside. That's where the brains are.
I've never heard of that word that you just said. First of all, I don't know what you mean.
I would have been scientific there, didn't I?
But Breaking Brad, it's class, man. It's proper.
All right then. Right. What's your next one?
Thirdly, this is a documentary, because you can have documentaries on there that I didn't even know.
Get away! Fuck off!
And it's about the people of Sunderland, which I don't usually like, but it is, right? And it's called The Walking Dead, right? Live in Sunderland, and there's just loads of Mackems cutting about going, where. Yeah.
Have you got 50 pence for the bus?
And then there's lad who's the hero, and he's probably from Teesside, to be honest, because he's gone down and he slaps them all over, and he's like, well, get off, and they all go back down the A19 to safety, I think. But that's class as well.
Yeah, that sounds great, that one.
The Walking Dead Mackem.
The Walking Dead man.
Yeah, that's them. Right, and I tell you now, you'll love that. So I tell you what, watch them three, and get round to us. But I tell you now, you're not going to finish one episode of that, friends, without knocking out 3 cheeky wanks at least.
Yeah, wait till you get to the monkey episodes. Oh, your intake of wanks goes through the roof then. Anyway.
Class.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
No, that's good insight there, Mala. Thanks for using my Netflix subscription to have a wank. You do know Pornhub's free at the minute.
You are.
So yeah, you could be claiming all your money back for your subscription.
What am I doing talking to you with Pornhub's free? Now and start knocking them out. You're doing.
You can't. I'm using the only computer here to record the podcast. Now, I can't have porn running simultaneously as I'm doing the podcast because we won't get any concentration levels out of you.
Hey, do you want one of these cans, Ted?
Go on then.
Hey, you get that down, you kid.
What's that fucking... That's sardines? I can't drink sardines.
Hey, man, no, it isn't. Have a look. I used them sardines and I filled it up with 50 bob from the club, didn't I? They're little...
Oh!
There, man. Have one of them.
Get in. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Oh, still got a. You didn't wash it out, did you?
No, but I thought to myself I'd be a bit continental. It's nice, isn't it?
No, it's an acquired taste, I'll give you that. It's like that, when you've pulled a lass for the first time and then you take her home and then none of you go and have a toilet stop before you get down to it. You just go straight down on her after she's been dancing for 3 hours to Millennium Club Classics. That's that type of sort of fruity taste and pungent aroma to it. It's nice. I think you should maybe call it, we'll call this a new brand, we'll call it Millennium Night or Flange of the Dance Floor.
Flange of the Day, yeah, I like it. Hey,
yeah. Sounds more like a fragrance, that, doesn't it? Sounds more like a fragrance, that.
Should we leave the picture of the kipper on it?
Yeah, well, aye, man, yeah.
So people know what they're getting.
Yeah.
Class. I mean, to be fair, I used to do a lot of hunting in blazers, and it didn't matter. If you did stop and never wash it, never used to stop them girls, man.
I know. Blazers was a beautiful place to find yourself a good old fashioned natural bush, and you could just nestle in there all night, and then wake up in the morning. She'd put some Guns N' Roses on, and make it an egg butty. Great days, rock chicks.
That, Ted, right? Because I think we are actually going back in time here because, like, we were people of the 80s. So, like, if you matters don't know anything about the 80s, right? People were scared in the 80s of nuclear war, like, and at the minute we're all scared, aren't we? Like, because of all these dodgy coughs and that going around, right? Also, like the 80s, the music's class at the minute because I'm loving it. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely mint. And thirdly, people had massive bushes and massive haircuts. And after you're not going to be able to cut your hair or get your bush flatulated trimmed, there's going to be loads of natural bush cutting around after this. Think about it. Right.
There's also going to be a downside as well, right? Let me tell you about this. Everything you've just said there, I agree with, right? We're going to have some fantastic big bushes knocking around. Lasses are going to be back to the natural looking ways, but it's the ones who rely on not looking natural, right? So you've got the trout pout lasses, right? You've got the daft eyebrow lasses. You've got the hair extensions. You've got the fake tans. You've got the body waxes. Some of these lasses are going to look like fucking big saggy faced yetis in a couple of weeks, and I can't wait to see them coming out. When we're all allowed out and the siren goes off, whatever it is, you're allowed out to repopulate, and these creatures just all come crawling out in the gym jams and their hair and rollers. And, I'm going to go get my lips done down Chantel's face. I'm going to look at my lips. They're going to look right proper mess. They're all going to look like Simpsons characters, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. They'll probably have a chance of scuttling a couple then.
Well, that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, you know why you're pretty ugly and unkempt at the minute. Do you mind if we have a go before you get back on looking tidy again?
Well, they're going to need some practice, aren't they? Like, you know,
they're going to be out of service.
Go straight into like top class stuff. You need a bit of practice first. I'm your man. Do you know what I mean?
And these hunky lads who they used to shagging with, they're not going to be interested in them. Whereas me and you, we like the natural look. We'll be all over that. So we'll get them back on track. You know what I mean? We'll scuttle them and go and sort yourselves out, lady, and find yourself a nice lad.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you now, Ted, we're going to do all right out of this, man. It's not going to be too bad. Do you know what I mean? See, if we all keep safe, though, that's the thing. Like, if we've all got to keep safe, we've all got to keep inside the shed and, like, stay 2 meters away at all times, which I don't know how that works, like, to be honest, because, like, this shed isn't 2 meters, you know what I mean? We've been in here for weeks.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this, and I was thinking maybe tonight you should sleep in the garden.
Well, it's more of a ginnel, but I will. Well, yeah, that could help, because tonight I'm going to film nighttime porches. So, thanks for that, Ted, yeah.
That's all right. And you can wake me up in the morning with a nice breakfast of a badger's leg and maybe a sparrow.
Oh, yeah, don't forget you can have a lovely tin of the sardines there. It's going to be class.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted, anyway, are you gonna like play a bit more of what happened last week, man? Because
yeah. I think we should. Yeah. So if you didn't listen last week, you're a dickhead. Well, you should have. You know what I mean? But we played a recording from our Tribes of Teesside meeting for the Teesside Indoor Teams Society, or TITS, as it's known as. We had a couple of representatives from various representations on the region, gangs, groups, rebel yells. I don't know what they're called. Roustabouts, with some roustabouts. And we had a bit of a meeting, and we've got the second part of that meeting now, haven't we, Mala? So,
what have you got this week? Because I know last week I was dead impressed. We got anyone?
Well, it's the same representatives as last week, but it does start off with a couple of them being ejected. So I think shall we play the recording?
Oh, well, aye.
Okay, joke.
Gentlemen, welcome to the weekly Teesside Indoor Teams Society, or TITS if you will. This is where representatives from the various parishes of Teesside gather to address matters in relation to the large number of indoor games clubs and societies that hide in the shadows of our region. Please take your seat at the table for the Tribes of Teesside. Called to order by Head Tit, Mr. Ted Hanky.
what's going on there, man? That was well out of order.
Oh, wow, get him out. Fuck, get him out as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, right, I've never seen someone bite someone from a metre away. He chucked his teeth at him, that billock, lads. That was crap.
Oh, mate, did you see them? They were like a bear trap.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's why Billingham and Norton are separated by the A19. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. So apologies there, because we've still got we've still got Norman from the Record Roydheads here, and unfortunately Peter Langdon Tingley from the Baker Street boys. We had to throw out. You've just seen how we had to throw out the Billog boys and the Norton casual workers for fighting there, and the police have come and collected them. Which is
started over like NASA's Cocoa Pops, man. Did you see what happened? That Billock put his hand into the Cocoa Pops. And like the other lad, the Norton lad, went to get some out, and like the Billock lad, just like he did, like his tongue come out. It must have been a good 3 meters. They just licked him on the head, and then it all kicked off, and then he chucked his teeth.
Oh,
I've never seen
the dirty
like
bastard! Dirty bastard!
I've seen something like it before. # big tongue.
Yeah, you're going to shut him up, mate. I can't lie. Why couldn't he? Got chucked out as well. He's a proper dial.
Well, we all know. Let's keep it here, lads. Let's keep it
down.
Norman,
calm down, Norman. Just for the purpose of the listeners, we've got Notorious Norman knocking up from the Record Roydheads here, and Peter Langdon Tingley from the Baker Street Boys of Middlesbrough here at the Teesside Indoor Teams Society. TITS. Yeah, and myself, Ted Hanky, and Mala taking the minutes there from the Thornaby Madheads. Well, that's what we do when we're fucking crazy and that, you know what I mean? So we'll plod on with the meeting, because we've still got a couple of more questions for you lads. So shall I ask the first question here then, Mala?
Ask the question. Just like, hang on, let me just get me crayons back in order, because them mad gets have moved them everywhere. Hang on. Got it.
Oh, Mala, one of them snapped there. He snapped your black one.
Yeah, I tell you now, right, there's a lot of things that I don't like, but you don't be snapping a man's crayons, you know what I mean, Norton casual workers, Billock boys, I'm coming for you, do you know what I mean? The truce will be broken, and the minute I can get me tag off, I'm coming down for you, and I'm going to scuttle at least 3 of your lasses. Probably not that your mum like in Billock, because, you know what I mean? It's a bit wrong.
Yeah, no, they're all related. So, first question of the second part of the agenda here. I will ask this to Peter Langdon Tingley, because he's a creep. What do you love about Teesside? It's an important question to be part of this society, Peter.
Well, hi everybody. Well, what you've got to understand is we are Baker Street, you know, we are Teesside, but we're also our own society, you know, # Orange Pip, # microbrewery, you know, while the rest of Teesside talk about Parmos, we deconstruct a Parmo. We put a bit of chicken in one room and we put the cheese in the other room and we run between eating them. That's just the type of wild things we do on Baker Street. # connected. It's all about the passion. It's all about Baker Street. It's all about IPAs. You know what I'm talking about, Ted. You've had a drink out of the Orange Pit Brewery before.
I did, yeah, and I wasn't happy there was fruit floating in my pint. What the fucking hell is that all about?
You've always got to add a little bit of cheeky fruit to your lager. I mean, come on, look at me, I'm hard as fuck, aren't I? Do you know what I mean? I mean, no one comes to Baker Street and messes with me. I tell you what, if I take this cardie off, there'll be trouble.
You're on steroids. Look at your little skinny legs. Just because you're down at the posh gym, David Lloydie's, whatever it's called.
Because you've got David Lloyd. # massive. # leg day.
Mala, I know we've made some notes already, but make a little note there that this guy's a fucking wally.
Yeah, I've just wrote at least 40% of lads on Teesside. That must be about it, mustn't it? It's about 40% of these idiots.
I think you're being a little bit kind with these statistics.
What do you even do for a job, Tinghead? What's he called, Ted? Yeah.
Peter Langdon Tingley.
Don't you be messing with me, Mala. I know that you're a big lad in that, but I'm telling you now. Well, basically, I do all sorts of things. When I'm not working offshore, which I do, by the way, can you not tell from me, Breitling? Right? When I'm not working offshore doing all of that sort of stuff, I do other things at home. I knock out a bit of cheeky beak. 1, 2, 3, sniff that key. I buy it from a bloke in Thornaby. You know, I do all sorts of things. I also have an Insta account, and I also sell IPAs. #connected.
Are you what's called an influencer then, Peter?
I influence girls by putting stuff in the drinks, to be honest with you, because I'm a bit that way.
Yeah, he's a rapist, foot rapist down there as well.
As long as he's not putting fruit in it. Do you know what I mean?
He writes good jingles though, so we'd give him that.
Of course I write good jingles. I tell you now, boys, I'm telling you now, you're making me angry. It's been 5 minutes since I've last had an IPA.
Oh, Peter, shut up. You couldn't knock a wank out, you. Shut up. Pipe down. Right. Let's ask the same question now to Notorious Norman Knackanut. Right, well, one of my favourite places where I like to go is down at the Redcar St John's, because not only can I do my workouts there up and down the St John's, I can also take lasses out around there and scuttle them dead fast and flick sand up their arse with my massive fucking balls. Here, have a look at them. Have a look at them there. Look at that popping up the side of my Kangol shorts. Here.
Yeah, look at them, Ted.
Bloody hell.
What do they call him?
Fucking hell.
Look at this side.
Like a space hopper, Jesus Christ! Orange as well. Yeah, that's because I got to tan and go, don't I, on the Redcar seafront, and I know how my sister better owns it, so I just get free tan, as much free tan as I want.
You can come to Baker Street anytime you want with knackers that size, I tell you.
Yeah, you shut up, you fucking little fairy, or I will choke you out. I don't care what you're saying.
Yeah, Tinghead. Right, look at that. What does it say on his top there? It says tap out. Do you know what I mean? He's going to make you tap out if you don't shut up. Isn't he, Ted?
Oh, is that what that means? I thought it was like another phrase to like for lasses to get the tits out or something. No, is that what it means, Norman? Yeah, it means like, because I'm into like my cage fighting and stuff like that, and I'm into like just battering anyone who eyeballs me fucking funny. I'll just back them out. Well, not well, I'll just spark them big time. So I wear that t-shirt as a bit of like a statement to give them an opportunity when I am hurting them to tap out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the man's fair game, like that's class.
It's a good system, that, isn't it? Because it's a fair way of assaulting someone.
Well, I think that's class. That Norm. Hey, you like this sort of thing. Would you be interested in seeing like mini beasts fight each other?
I'd love that, mate. Like, I love it. Do you know what I was thinking? Like, because we get some big fucking seagulls, don't we, in Redcar? So I can get like two of the biggest seagulls. It'd be like, you know, like fucking Godzilla versus the other one. And it'd be mad. I don't know. I don't watch Japanese films. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's a good idea. I've got some dead magpies, but I'll try and get someone else. Yeah, I like that. He's
good. Yeah, good. Yeah, I like him. He's going to be a good addition to this group. I really do.
There's any chance like we, Thornaby and Redcar crews, could like have a little like, yeah, that'd be good. That we'll have like a little team up. Do you know what I mean? You can come to Thornaby, sample some of ours, and we'll go to Redcar and sample some dirty seaside plunge.
Right, listen, I'm quite happy to do a bit of a coastal town trade for flange. I really am, and beak, but I must point out, right, that I'm not having any of them ones with daft eyebrows. There's loads of them in Thornaby. I'm not having any of them. At least in Redcar, they have massive fringes to cover theirs.
I think you'll find, Knackanut, that they all come drinking in Baker Street. You know, it's so last year. Everybody, you know, you've got to have your HD eyebrows on. You've got to have your pout trout. Hey, I tell you what, it's dead good when you go down an alley and the little pout trout comes out, grabs hold of a bit of peckerwoods.
Do you know what I don't like about the lasses who go down fucking Baker Street, mate, right? They all have hair extensions in, they all have shite tattoo sleeves all up their arm and stuff like that, and they all have fucking platypus lips, and I don't like that, mate.
Yeah, I quite do, mate, but I do too.
I'm not bothered, mate, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, I sometimes think that, like, those lips can really help with a gobbly job, so...
Which lips are you talking about?
I'm not bothered, mate. You know what I mean?
I used to be known for filling lips, but it wasn't them type.
Yeah, the only thing I don't, what does confuse me is like I can't tell off the facial expressions if they're enjoying it or not, because they've got loads of Botox and their eyebrows are drew on in crayon, so it's difficult.
Listen, I'm telling you now, the girls that come down Baker Street love to get the fanny filled. That's all I'm saying, boys.
What where's fucking polyfiller?
Hashtag Peckerwood.
Stop fucking saying hashtags all the time. You tell me.
Honestly, it's doing me head in.
Mate, Mala, put him in a fucking Ted DiBiase $1 million dream by the end of this fucking meeting. Honestly.
Norman, have you got any techniques I can choke this lad out with? He's doing me nothing.
I recommend, like, what you do is, like, you put your big massive arm around his neck, right? Yeah. Put two fingers up his fucking nose like that, right? And then you can choke him like that, and then you can pull his nose up like that. Right, stop. Listen, we've just had the police here. For fucking Bilog and Norton fighting. Let's just calm it down with all the community.
I quite like that, you brute.
Hey, Mala, just make a little note there that he might be a bit too fruity for this group.
Yeah, I've just wrote there, like, fucking booking him off here. Like, let's get him.
I'm gonna steal his British Knights trainers as well. Don't tell him. Right, next question, Mala. Have we got another question here?
We have got another question. If you don't mind, I don't mind asking it. This is to Knackanut. Right, we are Teesside. We are proud. We're all together. I know we're all a bit mad with each other sometimes and that, but all the communities come together, you know what I mean, to support the one and only mighty Borough. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Norman? You're the Borough.
I tell you, I ate up the fucking butter and all that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Listen.
Who's your favourite Borough player of all time and why?
Well, listen, I've had a season ticket, me, since I was 0, honestly, right? And my favourite Borough player, obviously apart from the little fella Janino, because everyone loves Janino, but I'm also a massive fan of, I used to like Ade Mulgrew because I used to sell him rides, so we used to swap rides and that. We were good mates at one point, and then he fucked off to Wolves, you know what I mean? But I used to also do steroid injections into Clayton Blackmore's legs, and tan injections as well through my sister at Tan and Go. So yeah, it's not Janino, it's Clayton Blackmore, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought you'd have gone for the Red Carrock David Wheater, but I think you only called him the Red Carrock because he used to knock out gear. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's so, yeah. He used to put three rocks up his arse and smuggle them into Spenceley's. Yeah. Good, yeah.
I suppose is to, what's he called, that thing? You know I'm talking to you. Well,
just call him Tingley.
Do you call me what you want, boys? Well, me, you know what I mean? I'm always with it, but I'm a Borough fan. But you know what I mean? I like going into the Hardwick suite, you know, and just, I can watch it on the telly, and I can have a bit of an IPA, and sometimes I can wave at Steve. That's the type of game I like going to. However, my favourite Borough player of all time, it must be French Frank Cadrew, because there was something about his hair and the way he used to run up and down the wing. It didn't half get me excited. I used to shout, "Come on, Frank! Come on, Frank!" And that was just in the bedroom as well. Hashtag fruity.
Hashtag fucking come on, Frank, you dirty bastard. Yeah. Right.
I also used to like Ben Roberts and Mikael Beck. They used to drink down Baker Street, but I'm not going to say any more on that. Hashtag
right. Okay, right. We're getting silly now, Langdon. Tingly balls, whatever your name is.
He's not coming back. Right, people at Teesside, I'm telling you now, Ted, you're the head of this association. We need to get rid of these nutters, man.
Yeah, order. You fucking idiot.
Can I have a pint?
Go on.
What is he having? All right, yeah. I thought you were just asking who wanted to drink there.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, mate, yeah. I forgot where I was. Right, I think that's the end of the questions, isn't it? Unless you've got another one there.
Let's leave these lads go about the worldly business, and we'll probably be hearing from them again. Oh, maybe some of them, maybe one of them, you know what I mean, Norman?
Yeah. I'm telling you what, if you want me to come back here, don't be bringing me back here with that fucking plank of shit.
I'm not coming back here until you sort out a decent IPA, I'm telling you.
Well, we'll have to have a word with Nasser. Should I shout him up? Should I shout him up, Mala?
Yeah, Nasser. He's coming up now. Here he is.
Yeah. Did somebody shout me? Did you shout me there, Ted? Mala?
Yeah, Nasser,
what you saying?
This thing here, he's talking about IPAs. I've never heard of it before in my life. I think it's
Listen, mate. I'm not stuck in that type of shit in here. Nobody will buy that from my shop downstairs around here, mate. Honestly, like, I've got to sell, like, it's bad enough trying to sell 4 cans of Eighth Lager sometimes and Spider Lager, and, I sometimes get a bit retro skull in, and I like it around here, but there's no way I'm going to be selling IPA. It goes out of date too quick, man. You get me?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, like, just while you're here, Nasser, because, like, your man not going to be class him. Right, Nasser, you're still knocking out that protein, that special protein you do.
Nasser, tell him about it. Yeah, tell Norman about it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, nice one, bro. Listen, I've got at the back of the shop, I've got Nasser's spice program, which is, it's a good combination of herbs and spices that build up your protein levels, and it's great for people like you who've got like big muscles and a massive square head and that. You know what I mean? This sounds great, honestly. I'm looking for a new provider of my protein ever since, the Fitness for First has closed down. So I can't get my deals going anymore. So if you can sort me out with a good deal, I'll make sure that your shop never gets fucking looted again, Nasser.
Yeah,
it does sound like a good deal, that, like, doesn't it, Nasser? What do you think? Yeah, you know what, mate? That sounds like we could have an agreement here. We could have what they say, an accord. Does that? Yeah. Shall we shake on it?
Yeah. You have to shake don't shake that knacker knuckle down there. Like, do the one on the. That's how.
Shake this one here, the left one. The left. Give that one go there. Oh, mate. Oh, man. It's massive.
This is what,
right. What's going on here, Mala? You've orchestrated some type of fucking dry wank here, right?
This is what the TITS of Teesside was about, Ted. Bringing communities together.
Norman, you can go and see Nasser after the meeting's finished. Nasser, cheers, mate. Thank you. Ian, no problem, bro. Yeah, see you downstairs. I just got some new Cocoa Pops as well, and different flavour to the other ones. And they're meant to be chocolate, Nasser. Yeah, but these ones are toffee apple.
No, I've seen him before. He's just been knocking out loads. He's putting toffee crisp in it, don't I?
Right, yeah. Toffee apple Cocoa Pops, fucking hell. Right, well, that brings the meeting to a close. I'll just bang my hammer there. There we go. So that means the meeting's adjourned. I'd like to thank Peter Langdon Tingley from the Baker Street Boys for his representation and being a fucking pain in the arse for the whole meeting.
I've got my car coming to pick me up. #Uber. Stay out of Baker Street Boys, otherwise there's going to be trouble.
Oh, fucking hell. And thank you, Notorious Norman Knackernutt off the Redcar. Royder. It's always a pleasure coming over to here and talking and stuff. Thanks for having us, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, proper gent.
Yeah. Give him a round of applause there. Yeah. Right, so meeting adjourned, and I'll send out an email with... you've made the minutes, haven't you? You made the notes there, Mala.
Well, yeah, I've done a drawing. It's quite good, isn't it?
Right, there'll be no minutes from this week's meeting, but we'll see it again next time. So thank you very much for turning up for the Tribes of Teesside Indoor Sports Teams meeting. The Tribes of Teesside. Hey, it was good. I mean, interesting meeting. I'm looking forward to next week's. And we might have a new. I think we might have to get a new party to the table.
Yeah,
we've got rid of Billock and Norton.
But he was the Baker Street Boys were the only ones that were available because, as you know, Butter Crew's a class, and they were all like have a Majesty's pleasure. Or their lasses weren't letting them out. So like I'll and I'll see who wants to come for next week. 'Cause I'm not having him back again. Telling you.
Yeah, I agree. See if we can, I don't know, get like the I don't know. What do you think? Should we get another Stockton one in? There's some good ones in Stockton one in there. There's like the Ardwick Ardheads.
The Rugger crew, you know what I mean? The crew. There's a few. We might get the Trimden lads from, I don't know. I'll have a look around, Ted. There's do you know what I mean? We'll find some. We'll get someone else.
Yeah. My advice would probably be to stay away from the Yarm Yompers, because I think him and the Baker Street boys, they might form an alliance and both do our heads in. So,
I tell you what, Ted, moving away from all of that, you know, I tell you what, Bright House is closed, and someone told us the other day.
Does that mean we get to keep our telly and no sofas and stuff?
We're never getting paid for my sofa, are they? I told you, for life. You will not outlive Mala. I'm telling you now, all you shops, you think I'm paying you out. I'll live in all years, man. So I'm going to keep my sofa now, because Bright House is shut. How class is that?
Mara, you've outlived Rumbelows, Radio Rentals, Woolworths.
I nicked all that like 10 gross of pick and mix, and that they said they were going to pay it off, and the magistrate said it was a penny a week.
And now Bright House, great. You, mate, do you know what? I need a new Apple computer. Do you reckon you can get me one of them, and hopefully they'll go bust?
Well, if Mala buys from him, they go bust. You know what I mean? That seems to be the way.
Yeah, good. I think that's almost time for us to finish, isn't it? Or for you to fuck off, in other words, Mala.
Like podcasters and people at Teesside, I've got to go back down Asda, because I've forgotten loads of stuff, because I was stuck in the one-way system, wasn't I? So if you're walking around the Asda, keep a distance, but point us to where the sherbet dip jobs are and the skull. Right, because I need to get out there in under 6 hours. All right, podcasters, please, Ted. I'll speak to you.
See you later, Mala. Classic. Good luck with the poaching tonight as well. Should keep it quiet. Mala there. Yeah. He was that long in Asda. His items in his basket went out of date. So he's had to just dump them, and he's got to go back now. The daft bastard. Oh, good. I like that. It was good podcast. Good fun. Yeah. Right then, so it's come to my favourite part of the show, where I answer all your questions on my social media. Now, there's quite a lot this week, so I'm going to try and whiz through them as fast as I can. So firstly, I need a little bit of shifty music. There we go. First question, David Dunn. Now, Dunny lad, here we go. Who had the best centre parting in St Mary's College 1996-97 season? It's a good question, that, Dunny. There was a lot of fanny partings kicking around. You know what I mean? I'd got rid of mine a couple of years before, because I was trendy. You know what I mean? And not living in the past like some people. And we all know you had a pretty long, impressive fanny parting, didn't you, Dunny? With your daft little Nova or whatever it is you drove, you know what I mean? But, you weren't the best. There were some better ones. Aaron Donaghy, he had a good one. And your good mate, Chris Crochet, as well. And I'm going to award it to Chris Crochet, because not only did he have a good fanny parting, he was handsome and in proportion, whereas you reminded me a lot of Jeanette Cranky. So, but a good question, that, Donny. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah. Norton Wilcock, given the current coronavirus outbreak, Ted, do you think it worsens and we all need to wear masks, that people with large teeth might require bigger masks? Just asking for a friend. I think what you need to do is follow my tips with a pair of underpants around your head and then wrap it around your mouth as well, and it covers everything. Now, if this is a direct dig at my big nashes, then once this isolation period's over, Norton, I'm going to come round your house, I'm going to bite your fucking head off. Simple as that, mate. But no, my universal masks are fine, as I'm managing all right with mine, thank you very much. But I said, Wilson, now then, Nana Specs, thanks for the introductive abuse there, but you fucking dickhead. Do you know what was wrong with cured ham before they cured it? I feel a bit dodgy eating it now when I think about it. It might have had an STD, or even worse, it could have been ginger. Any ideas what was wrong with it, Ted? I think you'd find that probably because you are a scruffy bastard, Bri, that your ham isn't made of proper animal anyway, and it wouldn't surprise me if you start your own viral outbreak wherever you live in the borough, and people then shoot you. I don't know what was the question. Oh, cured ham, yeah. No, I think it's. I think you probably did have a really bad case of scrot rot, the one you had, and now it's disease in your belly. Yeah. Duncan Phillips, my good mate Duncan Phillips, buys me a coffee on coffee.com every week. That's spelled ko-fi.com, just in case you want to follow suit and buy me a £3 coffee. All right, Ted, just started my isolating. I'm 8 hours in and I'm already bored. Just finished a game of Monopoly with our lass and she beat me. Do you know of any other board games that I could beat our lass at? A good one is Hide the Chipolata. It's a really interesting game, that. I think you'll be all right at that one, mate. Ludo. Have you tried Ludo? Used to love a good game of Ludo. Now, I've noticed, you will struggle with games like Guess Who and Operation because of your big, massive, inflatable fingers you've got, Duncan. So stick to the ones where you'll have to use your mind over your massive hands. That would be my advice, Duncan. Terry Chapman, it's 7:01 p.m. on a Tuesday, and a really good question has come in about flange girders and whether the particular screwdriver is called a Positive or a Phillips. What do you do? Well, I'm assuming you're referring to the deadline cut-off that I put on me questions, 7:01. I'd probably still answer it if I had time, but if I didn't, I would say tough shit, you know what I mean? You know the rules, you've had 24 hours to get your question in, so unlucky, that's, probably would, but, maybe, 7:05, I'd probably cut it off at that point. 7:01, you might be alright. Craig John Dodsworth, Ted, I'm 6'5", fucking hell, you massive bastard, you, Craig. I'm 6'5", but I have a phobia of heights. Do you and Big Fat Julie have any phobias? We don't like gherkins. We had a bad experience when Julie tried to peg me with a gherkin strap on, and it snapped off, and I had to go to A&E with a gherkin in my arsehole. We also don't like cottage cheese, because we did try and get a bit frisky with cottage cheese before, but then it turned out that it's quite similar to other bodily discharges, and Julie just informed me that it wasn't cottage cheese that I was munching on. So I've got a bit of a phobia of that myself, mate. Yeah, good question that. John Burns, do you think Marcelo Bielsa has sent a scout to see you and Big Fat Julie scuttling in that shed, Ted? Probably, yeah, because I do have secret methods that the Leeds players could benefit from in this lockdown. But I said a serious question. How come all these people of notability like Bowies and Prince Charles Bowies, sorry, I don't like for Bowies, fucking idiot, and Prince Charles have all contracted corona, yet Mr. Shaky Handyman off Banzai has had fuck all. He shook more palms than Mighty Joe Young. It's a good point, mate. It's a good point, but is he shaking hands wearing gloves? That's a question. Whereas Boris was just, I shake a lot of hands. Yeah. Boris was daft, you know what I mean? He might as well has went into a public toilet and licked the fucking rim of every toilet by doing that, the silly bugger. And Prince Charles, he probably pretended he had it just to look rock hard. That's what they do, these royals. But yeah, Dave Hindmarsh, do you know of any nearby decent owl sanctuaries? I do, yeah, there's a lovely one in York. It's a cracking owl sanctuary, and you do have to be very quick quiet when you're there. So you have to switch your mobile phones off, and just don't be startled by the odd flap of the wings. Ian Wolf. Good question this. How can the FA justify expunging all the lower non-leagues and deny the teams who have done so well, including those who have already secured promotion, the right to go up? It's a fucking good question, that thing, and it's really grinding my gears, this, you know what I mean? Because if we put ourselves in a situation, imagine if the Borough, right, and I know this is a big imagine, we're top of the league and we were flying, you know what I mean? And then all these dickheads are going, we've got to cancel the league, we got to start the league again. You'd be gutted, wouldn't you? Like Liverpool, 25 points ahead. Like if they don't get avoided the title, then there's something seriously wrong there, isn't there? You know what I mean? It's just not right. And these lower league teams will rely on the income, and they put a lot of effort in, and fans have bought tickets, and they've probably invested in players and training and diets and all that type of stuff. All that's out the window now to start again. And what's to say this doesn't fucking happen again? Because this is going to come back. It's going to come back every year. And, so I think what you need to do is they just need to pick, in my opinion, all seasons should pick up where they are, and then, maybe write off next season or do something totally different for next season. You know what I mean? Or just move the seasons. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, I'd much prefer football over the summer than over Christmas. I like to get scuttling and getting pissed over Christmas. In the summer, just go on holiday and sit in Lineker's bar and watch all the matches, can't you, in Tenerife? Be mint. Phil Conway. All right, Teddington, mate. So a serious question this week. What are your thoughts on that Brill Cream slick-back prick Jack Grealish's actions at the weekend, and what should his punishment be? I think he needs to put his socks up. No, he does. He's going to get a serious injury if he doesn't, playing with those little child socks on and child shin pads. But in regard to him driving and crashing his car during the curfew, I think what he needs to do is he needs to, 4 weeks, his salary, he needs to donate to the NHS. That's my opinion. There you go. Martin Fletcher. All right, Ted, there's no football to talk about. What has been your best put down with a heckler? Somebody once shouted out to me when I was on stage, I can't remember which comedy club it was, and said, "Oh, look at the size of your teeth, mate." And I just replied, your lass wasn't complaining when I was munching on her minge. And it went down pretty well, a bit like I did with his lass. I got a bit of a round of applause. And it was an obvious comeback, but it got the best result. You know what I mean? Another one I've had before was, "Oh, get off your shit." And that's when again I reply and go, "Oh, that's what your mum says to me when I'm bucking her dead hard and fast." So it's, I tend to just have a comeback where it's about scuttling a relative or spouse, really. Yeah. Good question, that Big Fletch. Andrew Stevenson, can you give a shout out to my mate Steve Collins? He's a massive fan. All right, Steve Collins, mate, thanks for supporting me. You're the top fella. I'm having a look at your profile picture now, and I know I wouldn't trust you even looking after a cat or an hamster. But thanks for being a fan, mate. You seem nice. Now his question: how many times have you smashed Julie so far during the lockdown? A suitable question for the podcast. Who was your worst ever Borough player? Right, so I'll answer me and Julie are smashing non-stop, you know what I mean? Because if she's not eating, she's just wanting me on top of her, really, really pummeling her hard. So honestly, I've gone bright red down there. Like, honestly, it's like E.T.'s finger at the minute, my bell end. It's just fucking glowing constantly, and I've got Mala banging on the window all the time, going, "What are you getting up to? Can I come in?" And it's your fucking sister, mate. Just behave. So, yeah, good question, that. Suitable question, the podcast. Who is your worst ever Borough player? There's so many. There's so many at the minute, isn't there? But I really didn't like, and it's quite a contentious one, this, but I really didn't like Phil Whelan. I thought he was a big donkey, but I'm sure he's a nice lad. I don't know if he's my worst one or not. There's been so many, but it's a good question. Elizabeth Nichol, Ted, what's Maller's phone number? Give over, Elizabeth. Big Fletcher will be unhappy about that. You trying to get stuck into Maller. He will scuttle you though, even though he's not seen you. But he doesn't have a phone. He's got like a pager. So he goes, well, do you know what I mean? I've just been down the club and I've got some lasses to page me, some filth, and like just these little messages coming on going, beep, 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 beep. Yeah, cock out and stuff like that. He's a strange one. He's a bit stuck in his times. I might upgrade him with a Nokia 3330 and see how he gets on with that. Mandy Durham, is it true there's a Ted Hanky tribute act called Not Ted Hanky? I'm unaware of that one, but there is a tribute act out there called Total Ted Hanky, and he looks fuck all like me. He's totally out of shape, he's got big horrible teeth, crap hair, his glasses don't look right, and he doesn't even sound like me. He's from Sunderland, so yeah, stay clear of Total Ted Hanky. Graham James, why are Adam and Eve always depicted with belly buttons? God, that's a funny one, isn't it? Because technically I had a brother and a sister, but then they are bonking for the procreation of the universe. Or is it just a made-up story? I think it's a made-up story, and I thought we'll stick belly buttons on them, you know what I mean? Don't believe in the Bible, Graham. It's a load of shite. Ian Edward Ross, what time are you coming to pick Big Fat Julie up from my gaff? Ian, you better not be breaking social distancing rules and curfews, and you better not be touching our lass, because I will hunt you down and I will pick you up and I'll suplex you proper Jimmy Fly snooker style. Alright. Will Smith, any suggestions on how to pass the time? I think he's been sarcastic there because I'm doing loads of videos on Facebook and that, you know what I mean? But if he is being serious, loads of wanks, mate, that's all you need. Matt Collinson, you banged Julie in that shed yet? Yes, I have, mate, loads of times. Everyone's looking, you can tell you're all horny and on lockdown because you're all very keen to get to know how me and Julie are getting on. Oh, here's another one. George Edward Trainer, was that shed big enough tent to shag Big Fat Julie and ask him for a friend? How do you think I ended up breaking Maller's sofa? You know what I mean? We got her in. I did have to sort of oil the door frame to get her back out. But yes, she's been in the shed. I've scuttled her loads of times in it. There you go. And final question is from Teesside joiner Tim Sawdust. There was a group of fat lasses who used to hang about in the Jack and Jill many moons ago, hoping to get a Sunday night shag, collectively known to the lads at that time as the whale bellies. Right, okay. There was the blue whale, the white whale, the baby whale, she being the youngest fat lass, and of course the sperm whale. My question is, did Big Fat Julie frequent the hostilities of Berwick Hills back in those days, and could it be that I've already seen her flange? It's a good question, that Tim Sawdust joiner. Julie, you'll know if you've been with Julie, mate, because straight away you got to go to the doctor straight afterwards back then, because she was dishing out some horrible diseases. But, I wouldn't say she was any of those, because she was actually known back then as Tugboat, following the WWF wrestler Tugboat, who then became Typhoon and sort of partnered up with Earthquake and became the natural disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon. But yeah, she had a very similar sort of frame, facial hair and outfit to the wrestler Tugboat, and that's the name she went under. So yeah, some good questions there. Sorry if I've missed yours. I know a few people might have commented questions on previous posts and old posts, but I couldn't find them because I've been doing that many videos and stuff, and everyone commenting on them. Just a nightmare. So my recommendation is always comment on the Monday post that I put out for this if you want your question to feature on the show. So yeah. Good questions there. Cheers, Matters. Yeah. Right, thank you very much for listening to the episode 39 of Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast. Episode 40 next week. I'm proper chuffed and excited about that, you know what I mean? Big thank you to Butterfan TV, Showcase Comedy, Joke Pit, the Comedy Box Office, and the last stop, the Edinburgh Comedy Festival, for sponsoring this wonderful show. Thank you to everyone who's made a donation and helping me through these tough times by liking me content that I'm doing online, liking the podcast, liking me exercise videos and that. And, you've made some nice donations on the coffee.com, and it is much appreciated because it helps me keep Branko in Chappie. So thanks for that. It is much appreciated. But do continue to do that matters, if you can do. But I know it's tough times for everyone. And please do share the podcast around, invite others to listen to it, and leave it a 5-star rating on iTunes or Stitcher. It's also available on Spotify and various other podcast providers. So just go to my website, www.tedhanky.com/podcast. There's also a shop on there where you can buy me pin badges and me cups and me hats and personal greetings messages. So if you've got a birthday coming up or anything like that, and it's shite getting out to shops and getting deliveries and stuff like that, I'll record you a personal birthday message or an anniversary message, or even if you just want to get your lass in the mood, I'll do a flange tickling message. So let me know, you know what I mean? So as per usual, stay safe, wash your hands, wash your willy, wash your flange, and up the borough and believe.